Yo, what's good everybody? Today I'm gonna be giving y'all the best world line guide and update 3.5 in anime Vanguards. Basically gonna be telling y'all what units to bring with you, everything you should be aware of, and more. However, before we get into that, I do want to say thank you all so much for 2,000 subscribers. It's been a heck of a journey and I could not have done it without y'all. And now we are on the goal to 3,000 subscribers. And of course that means I'm gonna be doing 3 battle pass giveaways, which I've already started in my Discord server, so make sure y'all join. And a big shout out to my brother who is sponsoring this giveaway. He is the one who makes most of the beats / music y'all hear in the background of these videos, including the one you're probably hearing right now in the background. He is super talented and it would mean a lot if y'all could show him some support. I'm gonna put a SoundCloud link in the description, but let's stop the yapping and let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing y'all are gonna want to know when starting to grind for Worldline is of course what units are you gonna bring. You gotta bring both farms. You can't bring just Takarota or you can't bring Speedwagon. You have to bring both farms. Trust me, they are very important. You really can't do Worldline without both of them. Maybe you could if you had all monarchs, but if you don't, which I'm just assume that 99.9% of you guys don't, you're gonna want to bring both farms. Trust me, they're essential. Now I'm making this lineup as like a balanced team where I feel like people who are gonna start doing Worldline, again, Worldline is a very mid to end game mode, so I'm expecting y'all to have these meta units on standby. And the first unit is Lancer, your early game unit. Now this could be replaced with Vegeta, I don't know though, but there's a really big reason why you want to bring Lancer. That's not just the fact that he's a good early game unit, because you can see he's really cheap, but the huge thing is because of one of the game modes. Let me just check if I have it ready here. Okay, it's not Blizzard. It would be Infinite Tsukuyomi or something like that. I don't know how it's called. I'll probably put a picture of it on screen right now if I have it. But the importance of that weather is you can only place unbound units, and you can see here that Lancer is a unbound unit. And the great thing about Lancer too is you can literally solo the Infinite Tsukuyomi or whatever it's called, solo with Lancer in both farms. Like this right here can easily solo the Infinite Tsukuyomi. I saw a lot of people struggling with that specific weather just in itself, and they could do everything else in the game, but this one was really hard. I'm telling you right now, you can easily do it with a Blitz Lancer. Trust me, it's super easy. All you gotta do is just make sure you place on your farms, max them out, get all 3 Lancers maxed out, and you're gonna be set. Yeah, those are your first 3 units you're gonna want to bring. Your early game, both your farms. The second you want to bring is your support. The thing is, for some of the weathers, slow doesn't work. So Crocodile doesn't work, Diavoldo if you have him doesn't work. So in my opinion, the best status fight that you can bring with you for support is Freeze. Now we have multiple Freeze units in the game right now. We have Julius, who's unobtainable, but you still have another exception. You have Amelia, which is in my opinion the best Freeze unit in the game right now. I bring her because I have Deadeye on her, and Deadeye with Amelia is crazy, but even if you don't have Deadeye on her, she's still really good. If you want to bring a 2-in-1 unit who buffs and freezes, you can bring Fubuki since she decreases SPA, but in my opinion, if you want to bring a support, make sure to bring a freeze unit. The third unit or third DPS unit you want to bring is your main DPS / boss killer. Now in this case, you're gonna want to bring a unit who nukes. Now this could be Saber, this could be Gilgamesh, this could even be Gojo if you got a good stat on him. Just any unit that does a crazy amounts of damage will be good. Saber's nuke is crazy, Gilgamesh's nuke is crazy. Right here you can bring Dio because his time stop's really good and he gathers damage as well. You can even bring Rem and Ram because she has an ability to decrease SPA by half and her damage just goes ballistic. That's another really good unit you could bring as well. But just a really high damaging unit will help a lot because the bosses, they do get a little tanky later on, and having a nuke unit like Saber or Gilgamesh will help a lot. And then your fourth DPS unit that you could bring is honestly anything you're struggling with. So if you're struggling on support and there's leaks, then bring another freeze unit or bring a support. Just a support. If you have DPS problems, then you can even bring Vegeta because he's a really good early game unit that can help you really easily if you want to bring Vegeta. And then if you have to struggle overall with damage killing the boss and stuff, maybe bring another DPS main like Gilgamesh or Gojo or anything that you have that does really high damage. Of course, if you have monarchs, then bring that monarch and you could honestly just solo the whole thing by itself. Again, if Infinite Tsukuyomi comes in, if you don't have a monarch unbound, Saber with Blitz minimum could solo it easily. Trust me, it's done. I've done it before. Very easy. It's a little bit hard because you actually have to like use your brain, and you can't just place it down, upgrade farms, and that's it. But just know it's possible, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, those are the units that I would want to bring if I were you doing this without monarchs. So in my case, I'd probably bring Rem and Ram because she's full AoE really quickly as well. Really helps with the early waves, and her ability is really broken as well. This would be like the recommended team. Again, you could switch this up for other units that you have. This is just an example team that I have right here. You could probably use the exact same team and go through it. You could probably use the exact opposite of this team. The only units I would make sure you don't switch or take out is Takarota and Speedwagon. These two are a must-have, and honestly Lancer. Like I feel like Lancer is a must-have when you're doing Worldline just because of Incident Tsukuyomi. Or again, I apologize, I have no clue how to say that. but Lancers are pretty necessary for this, and because it's a really good early game unit. But with these three, with Amelia, Saber, and Ram, you can always switch it up and you should be set. Now, when we go to Warline itself and what y'all should be aware of. Now, the biggest thing, there's two big things. First, it's the Weather Infinite Tsukiyomi. I already talked about it early on and just like 20 seconds ago right now. You can only place unbound units, and it does get a little bit tricky, but if you have Lancer, trust me, it's easy. It's so light. Again, you have to play smart, you have to play strategically, but even if you are, maybe having a little bit of trouble with only Lancer, you have to be like really fast with your placements and all that, and you're just having a little bit of trouble and you can't do it, bring Choso or bring Toji. Now, Toji's unobtainable, so maybe if you don't have Toji, that's fine. Choso's a really good option because he is unbound and he bleeds, so if you're on a map that regens, having Toji will be huge. And of course, if you have Alucard, then you're honestly blessed, because I think Alucard's an unbound as well. But if you don't have Alucard, just bring Choso. He's like the poor man version of Alucard, but he's still really good. So if you have trouble, bring Choso. He's gonna be doing really good damage and bleeds, so that's gonna be huge. But then the other weathers are kind of like situational. That's a really important thing. That's the thing with this team, like you really can't always have the same team unless you have Monarchs. Like unless you have Monarchs, your team is never always gonna be the same. You're always gonna have to switch. That's why this is a mid to late game game mode, because you can't just go through the whole world line with just one team. So make sure y'all have a good set, a good variety of meta units to help you through this world line, because trust me, y'all are gonna need it. Like for example, Blizzard, nature and fire units plus 20 to 100% more damage. That's great. But water and unbound damage minus 50 to 100%. So water and unbound, I have Amelia who's water, who's gonna be doing much less damage, and I also have Lance who's unbound, who's gonna be doing much less damage. So right here, you're probably gonna want to take these two out unless you have Monarch on them. So that's the thing, you have to be aware of the weathers. That's probably why some of y'all are stuck on it. But again, if y'all have a good variety of units, if y'all are smart with your placements, smart with how you play it, y'all should be good. Now, with one of the maps, I'm gonna give y'all some tips on how to do it, is the Golden Castle, which is the Fate Legend stage map. If y'all don't know, that's where you get the command seals and everything too. I'm gonna show you the map if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. It's this one right here, the Golden Castle right here. This one is a little bit tricky because it's two paths. The enemies are still gonna be coming out with a lot of HP, and if there's two paths, they're like pretty far apart from each other, but then you're also gonna have your boss coming straight down the middle as well. So technically it's three paths when you think about it. But the way you're gonna place it, I made this team specifically for that Golden Castle. You could do all the other maps, but this is really made for Golden Castle as well, because my plan is I'm probably gonna put a picture of it on screen of how I really do it. But you're gonna want to place two Lancers on one side, then you're gonna want to place one Lancer and your Amelia on the other side. So it's gonna be two Lancers and then 1 and 1 of Amelia and Lancer on the other side. Then you're gonna want to just max out your farms as much as possible. If you see some leaks, get all those units that you place down to upgrade 2. You want to get all 3 Lancers to upgrade 2 and your Amelia to upgrade 2. That should help sustain the waves a little bit longer until you finally max out your farms, and then you can upgrade all those units to upgrade 4, 5, and maximum upgrade 6. You want to save the rest of your yen for when you want to place your main DPS unit, which is in my case probably Saber or Ram, probably both of them together. You're going to save your yen to max those 2 out, place them in the middle where the boss spawns, and then y'all should just nuke it and y'all should be set. Again, a good thing about not having Monarch on a unit is you can place more than one. So we've already maxed out the placement for Lancer if you place on all 3, but you still have 4 or you still have 3 more placements of Amelia. So you can still place 2 more Amelias on the other side, and you can place another Amelia on the other side again. So you can have all 4 Amelias placed down. They can just keep freezing the enemies, not letting them get by, and just like that, you're gonna be sawing the waves even longer, upgrading a little bit more. And that's the beauty of having both farms, because then you're gonna have a lot of money saved, and you're gonna have enough money to max out your DPS units to just take out the boss immediately, and it's gonna be easy peasy, just like that. So that's a map that I would say you gotta actually lock in a little bit to be able to do without just mindlessly placing out units and upgrading farms, and that's just it. But if you know how it works, if you have it down, I have muscle memory now. That's just how I do it. Again, I hope I put a picture of it on screen of how I do it, but it's a pretty efficient way. I've never lost once I did it like that. Just a really good and efficient way to do it. And yeah, that's just what you got to keep in mind when you're doing that map. So yeah, that's honestly all of my tips that I would give y'all if you're doing Worldline right now. Just make sure y'all have a good team of supports, early damage, and late game damage. So having both farms, make sure y'all have a good variety of elemental units. Just have a good variety of good units with decent traits, hopefully evoed. I wouldn't want y'all going into Worldline with non-evoed units. And yeah, keep it in mind with that, making sure y'all know how to do Infinite Tsukiyomi. If you have Lancer, you should be able to solo it. If you have trouble, use Choso or use any other unbound units you have. they will for sure help you out. And with Golden Castle, just make sure y'all are aware of both of those paths because they are a little bit tricky. So yeah, that's about it. I hope y'all the best of luck when you're doing your Worldline journey. Hope all the best grinding for Esdeath as well and evolving her. She's looking like a really good unit. I'll probably go grind for her and make a video on it. I'll see. But yeah, hope y'all the best for Worldlines. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this video did help y'all out. Again, thank you all so much for 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.